So let me again start with Near Explorer, as usual. So we covered epochs, blocks, transactions, chunks, transactions, execution outcomes, and receipts on the previous calls. And today we were going to talk about accounts which are not very well represented on Explorer yet. So you can see some useful info, but it's still not, I would say, feature complete in order to clearly understand the picture here, but it provides just bare minimum. And I will cover like the rest of the things. You will not see them right here, but we'll use imagination a bit to understand the details. So basically, where we want to start, that account on here is a human readable thing. You just have a name, and we use this schema of having domain, like kind of domains and subdomains register way to operate with naming. So the first thing you will notice on mainnet is that there is almost all the accounts have this .near suffix, and only after and before it there is some human readable name. I just opened a random account. I will also go to my own just in a moment, and what I want us to know about account system is that there are a few different types of names. Sorry about it. Is it so noisy for me? Or it's fine?
No, fine.
Okay. So accounts, as I said, follow the same domain name schema. So only the owner of .org can register near.org or qq.org or whatever.org, and only near.org can register explore.near.org. So .org cannot register explore.near.org, and near.org cannot register qq.org. So that's the same follows on near as well. However, there are so-called implicit accounts. Let me see if I can find any. Maybe I will need to.
I can find.
Yeah, Bogdan, can you please help me with this? So any implicit account, and there is also validation process for account name, which also allows you to create accounts that are longer than 64 characters. So if your account name is longer than that, thanks, Olga. So this is implicit account, it should be, or this one as well. Explorer is rather slow these days to figure out. So you can see this is quite a long name, and there is no .near prefix suffix. We will talk about them a little bit later. This is another example, and you can see there are a bunch of different actions and transactions on behalf of this account. So we don't have a human readable name here. While we have it here, and we also have accounts which has more than 64 characters long, and they could be created without .near suffix. Those are three different valid account names. What's important is that to create an account on Near, usually you need to submit a transaction to create an account, like this one. I created a.frol.near at some point. So let's open this up. This is a transaction signed by my account to a.near, a.frol.near account. And the actions are the following. It's a create account by default. Like you can't, like, the account that you are creating is the one that transaction is signed for. So the receiver is the account that will be created. You also need to fund the account because when we store information about the account on chain, it requires some storage, and we need to lock some tokens to cover the costs of storing that info. And also I need to submit a full access key, or like, well, it's some, like, sometimes you can get away with other type with function access key, but let's focus on like simple case. Usually you just use a full access key, so that account can have control over itself. Like I can, once I create that account, I cannot delete it. I cannot transfer tokens from it. It's not controlled by frol.near. It's now a completely separate independent account. And if we do not specify any function key, that account will just be left on the blockchain forever. You will nobody will be able to remove it because there is no access key that can sign a transaction, which would have a delete account action. That's why. So most of the time, to create an account, you usually need to specify these three actions: create account, transfer some tokens to cover the storage, and specify the function key, the full access key. There are some exceptions, but overall, that's the case. How do you create a sub account? There are different types of tools. Essentially, at the end, what you want is to submit a transaction like this one. To help you with it, you can use near CLI. I believe Wallet can do that as well, but Wallet will do it slightly different, in a slightly different way. So yeah, basically near create account, where near is near CLI, is what you want to see and try to use from if you want to go CLI way. Bogdan, you want to say something?
Yeah, I want to find the reference, but yesterday Stefano has shared a link on the staging where you can get like a near account without additionally funding it, like through another
I guess
account.
it was in general.
Yeah, probably. Like I mean, like you need to fund it, but this information might be outdated because there is some.
Well, at the end of the day, you still need to fund it for near protocol side. Wallet indeed explores the way how to lower the barrier for entrance, so we don't require people to get some upfront costs and getting around to actually like buying near in the first place.
Someone can start like creating stupid account names, getting there some initial amount, then transfer this amount to single account and become a billionaire, for example.
Well, indeed, there is a problem why we didn't want to allow it this way in the first place, because on testnet it is fine. It is a regular flow we follow for testnet accounts, because testnet tokens are not worth of anything, and that's why when you create an account on testnet, it's easy. You get your 500 500 near tokens on testnet for free, and you can like play around with them. But on mainnet, you immediately bump into the issue that you cannot even create an account without paying some money. So that's why the team is working on trying to come up with some clever ideas how we can eliminate the necessity to pay upfront costs. I'm not sure how exactly, like it's highly experimental. It is just
okay. If we actually interested in these questions, Stefano provided the additional information, like on the web wallet, minimum balance on the web wallet is 0.35, and this contract will give 0.05, and like you can't even delete account and transfer these funds. This is a contract by Vlad Gruchina. So essentially, when you fund your account with additional amount, this 0.05 will be taken away, like taken back. So
yeah,
okay,
it's
there
still
is some
unclear to me
protection.
how exactly it works, because I'm trying to cover here the near protocol design, and those different applications built on top of that is just a clever combination of different possibilities that near protocol provides us.
Okay, sorry
so
for interruption.
the basic thing is that you to initiate the creation of an account, you need an account on near protocol in the first place. So as you may have already considered, near should be an account, and it is the case. So near is a regular account which was created in Genesis. So Genesis, I just want to remind us that its initial list of records that the network starts with, and in that Genesis, there is a account here with some amount of tokens, and there is a contract. So as you can see, it was created in Genesis. It has some amount of tokens. It doesn't really need much, and it has quite a lot of traffic and going through it to essentially create accounts, and also like various different types of usage goes through this contract that is deployed to near account. So just to let's probably not dive into it.
May I like ask a curious question? Like if, for example, near is an account, so it is basically a contract which can create another accounts. Does it actually like mean that this account must store somewhere in his state which names are free? Like I may say not the free, but like which one is actually settled and not available anymore?
No, it doesn't need to record it. It will just try to submit a transaction to create an account, and the transaction will just fail. So
Okay,
it's
so
fine.
if I understand correct, so the account system of protocol is actually ready for this type of account, but like I'm trying to ask that if we are like our account is and a sub account of near, does it mean we actually don't like our account doesn't belong to us in that case?
Why is that?
Because
As I just
near
said,
is
when I created account a.frol.near, it's not under my control. It's like it's under control of this under this access key. Only this access key can do like actions on this account. Frol.near.org cannot remove signed transactions on behalf of a.frol.near.
And Frol.near can't remove a.frol.near.
Nope,
Mhm.
cannot. So
Okay.
the only purpose of the parent account is to initiate this creation. After that, it has no connection to
To
the
give a
account.
name, I
Yep.
might say.
Yeah.
Okay.
So actually, previously when the network just started, any account could create any other account, and the reason for for this was to just you need to sign the transaction somehow, and you need to fund a new account. That was the main reason. And after that, we realized, well, if Frol account can create, let's say, root account or like near account on the network, it would create a lot of problems and squatting on the naming side. And that's why we changed the schema to only allow sub accounts to be created by the account. Actually,
Eh,
Frol.near can create a new account which has 64 plus characters long in the name.
mhm,
So it will not have Frol.near then.
mhm. As for like root level accounts, like is it possible to create them without a genesis involved in that process?
So currently on main, like
I mean
it
short
was the
one, because
case.
like
It
mhm.
was the case on testnet. And if you open testnet,
But the answer is yes. But only Foundation can create them.
Yeah, the short answer is that Foundation can create them. Let's see. Well, it will be hard, probably hard to find, but on testnet you have a bunch
somehow
of like,
centralize the decision.
No, there's gonna be an auction for them. So like in the future, you'll be able to buy them from Foundation through an auction, like DNS you buy from somebody.
Yeah, it's a governance question. The implementation detail is that currently only Foundation has the access key that is allowed to create new top level accounts, as far as understood.
Okay, thank you.
And that's why we have recently created Aurora account on mainnet, specifically for Aurora project. As you can see, there is register account which submitted this transaction where the receiver was Aurora name. It was funded with 0.1 year, and it gave the Aurora account this access key. And after that, Aurora is completely independent account. Register cannot do anything with Aurora, cannot remove it. That's why I want to emphasize it once again. If you do not specify access key, the account will remain forever if you provided enough near tokens to fund the initial storage. Yep. So basically, in the future, yes, register account will be somehow used to it will be involved in the governance of creating top level accounts on behalf of Foundation with some option. Yeah. Thanks, Sandy. Different types of account I want to talk us through is this. Well, this is not a good example. Let's take this one as an example. This account has 64 characters, I believe so. Let me check. Yep. And what exactly is that? It's a hex representation, 16, well, base 16 representation of bytes of the public key that is generated offline. So basically, you can create an account on Near without that create account action. As you can see, this account has only been involved with 2 transfers. So there are only 2 transactions on this account. Both are transfer, and they succeeded. Usually, if you try to send to transfer tokens to the account that does not exist, you will see that the transaction fails. But this one succeeded, and it's specifically due to the fact that if Near protocol receives the transaction, essentially, well, the receipt. Let's be more like accurate in this. If we have a receipt where the receiver is 64 characters long and it's hex encoded, we assume it is a public key, full access key to this account. And transfer is the only thing that we need if we compare to, where is it? When we created an account, this one. So when I wanted to create an account a.frolov.near, I needed to explicitly state I want to create an account. If such account already exists, this will fail and transaction will not go through. I also need to transfer tokens to bait the storage, and I need to specify the full access key. If we compare it to implicit accounts, when one is sent to this, when transfer is sent to this loan name account, we already have the funding, so this part is covered. We already have the name; it's fine, and we already have the access key that is encoded in the account name. So essentially, if you generate access key pair with the public and secret key, you can encode your public key in base 64 in hex, and that will be the account that you can use on Near. It will not have any record on the blockchain itself, but you can already send somebody this hex representation, and they can transfer tokens to you. So let me show, because I feel like it's not easy to comprehend. I have my CLI project over here. I hope it will run just fine. I haven't tested it beforehand, sorry, for live demos.
While we are waiting, Vlad, could you please send the link to the Explorer with this implicit account that was not created, if you believe, to Explorer? I want to play with it.
One sec. This one.
Thank you.
Well, it was created, and according to Explorer, it was created and not. Oh, that was the wrong link. Sorry about that. Let me. Come on, a bit lost here. Yeah, this one. As you can see, it was created on May 14th, so today, essentially, just half an hour ago. So Indexer for Explorer is aware of this thing, and such transfer is implicitly handled as creation of the account, because we know that the spec says so.
We have an issue about it. I will handle it.
Yeah, we have some misalignment, but overall it is there. So on the near CLI, I have add access key. I want to add an implicit account. To do that, I just need to generate a key pair. That's all I need. I haven't specified any. So there is no record of this account on any network, not on testnet or not on mainnet. Let me open this near credentials default file. This is safe to display it here because there is no such account on any network. Well, this tool is similar to that near CLI for JS can also generate with just one difference. Actually, I want to compare for us. If you have ever tried near CLI for the official one implemented in JS, you could have such file here in your folder, like .near credentials default and your name, and I use testnet for the example. So we have account ID here, we have public key here, and private key. So the only difference with my tool over here that it also provides you with this mnemonic that you can use on wallet, seed phrase, it's also called, which is essentially a way to a human readable way to produce this key pair. So it's a seed, like a random seed, if you're familiar with that concept more closely, from which the algorithm will start the generation of the key pair. And if we specify the same initial state, then we will receive the same public key and private key again and again. So this is the concept of how seed phrase is used. You cannot generate seed phrase from public key and private key once you have it. So I cannot recover the seed phrase from this information anymore. The order is the following: you generate the seed phrase, and then from it you generate the public key and private key. And what I want us to look at is that account ID. So the tool just generated this JSON file. That's all it did. And as you can see, there is some account ID in place. I didn't enter any account name, but it is there. And let's use some tooling here. Actually, no. I will use my public key. So this this thing is base 58 encoded string of bytes. So let's try what we will get if we go from base 58 to hex. We enter that public key, and you can notice that C234CD is exactly what the account name is. So when I generated this public key and private key pair, and then converted this base 64 to hex, base 58 to hex, I received this account name that I can use. What this means is that now, if I give this account ID to somebody, and they use, yeah, and I need to prove that there is no such an account. So I just enter it into search. There is no account on the network. Like it does not exist at all. But if I send, let's say 1 year to this account, everything is fine. I want to go to Frolov.near. It's testnet. Sorry about that. Mainnet, Frolov.near. I see that I transferred tokens 1 year to this account, and it succeeded. And now, if I open this account, it's indeed there. Let's repeat this exercise. The search, I didn't change anything here. I'll just hit enter. Boom, the account is there. I did not create it explicitly. That's why the name is implicit account. So this is an implicit account. It has only one transaction, and Frolov.near cannot control this account. Only the account, only the holder of the corresponding private key to this public key is able to send any transactions. So let's give it a try. Sorry for using my experimental tooling, but I find it a bit easier to show, especially when you just want to construct a transaction. So it's a nice questionnaire here. It asks various questions, whether to keep it simple or whatever. We go to mainnet because I sent the tokens. I could actually send the tokens on testnet. I really forgot that I could do it. And it would be much easier to handle. So the account that is sending the transaction is now this new account over here. So I will send a transaction from it. The receiver will be also the same account. So I basically want to remove the account right now. So to do that, I just want to send the transaction to itself. And given that I have full access key to do that, I can do it. I want to add a new action. I want to delete an account, and the beneficiary would be Frolov.near, so the account that will receive the remaining funds back. I don't want to add anything else, and I want to use. Well, let's keep it simple. I will like explicitly put it here. Public key is this one. And private key is this one. Oops. The good thing, it does validation for you. Huh? That's a bit unexpected. Weird. Probably hit a bug. Let's not do the that thing. Let's do something like transfer. The account, no, not the account name. Account name. Mainnet. From this account name to Frolov.near. I want to transfer 0.5 tokens. 0.5 near. Nothing else. Private key, well, public key is this one. It's totally weird. Something is completely broken. Let's try this one. Where's the account ID for sender? I will use just keychain. It will essentially read the file. Okay, let's conclude that this tool is really broken at this point in time. Sorry about that. Probably had an outdated version of it. What we can do, we can always use the regular tool, near mainnet, and we do near transfer. What do we need to specify? I guess there is no transfer. Why is it taking so long? It is sent. Is it? Yeah, sender, receiver, and amount. Send. Where sender is this, receiver that, and the amount is 0.5. I have no clue amount in which. Let's give it a try. Cannot sign transaction for account on the network mainnet. No matching key pair found in. Jeez. Live demos are hard if you haven't prepared very well. Do we need to copy it from? Let's try once more. Okay, finally, we can go to following the link, and see that indeed this account was able to create the transaction signed by that account, received by this account, 0.5 near tokens. So the current balance of this account is less than 0.5 near tokens because we paid for some fees when we did this transfer. I guess that's all about accounts as of right now. I don't want us to jump into function calls just yet because it will require another hour, I guess, to talk through. And we'll also cover access keys and specifically function call access keys once we cover the function calls themselves. Do we have any questions so far?
No.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Hope it was somewhat useful.
Well,
Um,
what should
yeah.
gonna be next? Like contract development or something else? Like it's kind of hard to explain function calls without explaining how to deploy a contract and what it is.
Yeah, probably to do that, I will just link us to certain materials that we already have. The DevX team already created a lot of tutorials on how to develop contracts in Rust and assembly script, and we have a lot of examples to play with. So I will give you some pointers and we'll briefly cover the topic. I don't want us to jump into like full-blown development during these calls because we already have enough materials, in my opinion.
Yeah, we can like plan somehow like from in my opinion, our team is like a public node interfaces. We should know how to create a contract and what's going on there. So just to understand what the pain points might be for the developers, because we actually this last bridge between developers and the new core itself, and it would be great. So I can propose like everyone to look at the examples till the next time, for example, or maybe the time after the next time, just like to familiarize ourselves and, for example, to discuss some questions, things, pinpoints, and stuff about the contract, like development, I mean, and then we can decide if we need to go deep dive.
Sandy, go ahead.
Yeah, I have a question. So like when we add these access keys, for example, if you log into an application, it automatically gives you the access key of that application when you log in with wallet. Like, how is that managed? Like, how do you store this access key? Like, what permissions can you give to an access key? That's like unclear to me, because like it seems to me that every app has a different access key, and every access key has like a set of permissions you can do. The full access key is understandable to me. What I don't understand is like the specifics of different keys and how are they managed also. Key management. There it is. Okay, there it is. Yeah. Key management. He gave a talk. Okay, need accounts and key management. Yeah, that's the part which I want to know more. So I'm gonna watch this video.
Yeah, it would be the best if we leverage like the videos that we already have. They're super nice. Okay. So
I'm gonna
need to go.
Yeah, I watched all the ones from Evgeny, but I haven't watched these ones from Mike. Okay.
Mm-hmm. We also used to have some other plays. I guess this one. Yeah, various keys in the system.
Yeah, these are all all these ones I know.
Yeah, these are not very relevant. This one is what you want to.
Account keys. Okay, I'm gonna look it up how it works, because like that's the part which is kind of the most confusing to me. Not confusing, but the part I know least about. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for doing this. Like this explains some stuff to me which I didn't know.
Yeah, perfect. We have a lot of new people on the team, and I feel like we had missing gaps here and there, even with people who already
even
been
for
for a
all
while.
people it is a gap, actually. Like it's kind of complicated stuff. So
Yeah, it's not that easy. It's somewhat easy when you follow it up and like have this walkthrough as I did, but I feel that our material are not sometimes discoverable very well, as just we like realized. I knew that we had some docs, but Sandy didn't. So it's we need to promote more on like when we create such materials.
Yeah, I know there's docs, but like sometimes yeah, like some of the docs are very good, some of the docs are like in progress. So like I just didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually a good point when you. I guess it would be beneficial for everybody to subscribe on the near docs repo and follow the pull request at least, like what's added there. It probably as of right now at this stage it is the best thing to do, because like we had a lot of new tutorials added there. Like Bogdan has fixed indexer tutorial recently, and we constantly update the docs and clarify them. Olga has also been a major contributor to our docs lately to improve information about lockups. So definitely a lot of improvements all around.
Yeah, and Docs has more than like 70 open issues, and like if you found power to contribute, it would be much appreciated. George is very helpful in this matter. So like if you at least start or you want to help and contribute, just ping Josh Ford in the Slack. He's
Yeah,
very
he's unfortunately right
responsible.
now quite under capacity because of because of Aurora launch. So once that is out of the door, he said that he would have more time to work on other topics. But overall, yeah, I saw how he improved and helped Bogdan with the indexer tutorial, like how to restructure it for more readability. And you can also like review certain pull requests and help to clarify the questions that you're not clear even after reading the like proposed pull request as an example. So I encourage everybody to at least have a look over there. All right, let's. We already run out of time. Sorry for being late again, and I hope. I guess next time we will just cover. I think we'll go this way of Q&A essentially. So I want you to just collect a list of random questions about whatever near ecosystem. I do not promise I will answer all of them, but at least we'll uncover certain pieces. And specifically contract development. Let's give it a try. So just go to examples, or actually, I find this near dev link quite easy to remember, which navigates you to examples.near.org. You can play with some assembly script-based contracts or Rust-based contracts. Some of them are complicated. I don't believe we have some markers about that. Counter is simple. Guestbook is simple. Status
Guestbook is more
messages.
preferable because counter doesn't take any arguments, and like it is considered too easy. So
yeah, but do we have guestbook in Rust? I don't believe so. Rust status message probably is also quite simple to comprehend. So the guestbook and status message are like good examples. You can start with counter if you feel like totally lost to just learn the very basic entry points. There is counter example in assembly script and in Rust. So at least let's start from there, and let's collect your feedback. Was it simple? Was it clear? Was it smooth experience to get up and running? Was it smooth experience to understand where to go next? Because it seems like sometimes I fail exactly right there. Like, okay, it works. It's already created for me. It's fine. But the next step is totally unclear to me. So give it a try. Let me know how it goes. So next week, I don't think we'll have any lecture or whatnot. Just Q&A. We may even keep it short. And Sandy will be out of office as far as I remember, right, Sandy?
I will, but I will join for this call. But
Okay.
all the other calls I wanna reject.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. See you around.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thanks, Vlad. Bye.